3 p.m. in Latvia. And we have 2 Latvian devotees here. And they don't seem to know how to tell the time is 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. here. So we're expecting some more to come. Means we have Kausalya and we have Namapriya Devi Dasi here too. And we have Rupanuga Prabhu with us, and he's in Japan, believe it or not. So we're very happy to have him with us. And we've got Braja Krishna Prabhu and Indumati Devi Dasi and Udaran Prabhu, as well as all those assembled there in Suresh Krishna Prabhu's home. So a big welcome to you all. And Jai, our wonderful Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda, Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. And Jai, our wonderful Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rock Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Oh, you've got a whole room of devotees, Suresh Krishna, well done. And you see, we have a digital temple host. Not sure who she is. Maria. Yes, okay, very good. And Indu Baladid is with us, and Ekadashi Devidasi in Tomsk, and I'm thinking of you today a lot in Tomsk, and hope you're doing well. And our thoughts are with you in Tomsk, as well as, of course, in Latvia, where we've come to today. Hare Krishna. So, Suresh Krishna, we've come to join you. You have 2 inside devotees, 2 Latvian devotees are here with us. And we are expecting them here now, but they'll be coming soon. We are going on Harinam Sankirtan. Oh, look, a little child. Okay, we're going on Harinam Sankirtan after a short while. Means at the end of our Zoom, we'll be going out on Sankirtan in Lekko. So Udaran Prabhu knows, Suresh Krishna Prabhu knows, Yindu Bala knows, 1 or 2 of you know. Lecco is on Lake Como, the famous lake in northern Italy here. And so we hope that it is dry, we hope there'll be some tourists and the local people coming also. Tungarasa did it also. I think it was Tungarasa's first ever Sankirtan, if I'm not mistaken, when we went to Lecco. My first Sankirtan. So she's here with us in Norway. Arten Hare Krishna, Gauridas Prabhu, Priyananda Devi Dasi, Arjuna Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Arjun, Govinda Govinda, Dandabat, Dandabat. All right, we've come to Latvia, we've come to Suresh's home. First of all, Suresh, you have a big gathering today. Please give us a little news from your side of the world first. Oh, we have simultaneous translations. So those of us who know English, we should turn to the English channel, and those who know Russian, turn to the Russian channel. So when Suresh or anyone speaks Russian, then Priyananda Devi Dasi will give us English. When we speak English, she'll give Russian. Thank you, Priyananda. Spasibo.
Okay, I will speak Russian. Yes, Maharaj?
Yes, you speak Russian, and a little loud. I don't know why you sound a bit quiet here. Is my sound okay?
Now, yeah, your sound okay. But my sound okay?
No, you're a bit faded. Have you got the microphone covered?
No. Everything cool.
Okay.
Not covered. Still
okay.
Is better. Maybe now it's better. No.
Same. It's okay. You just speak a little loud. It could be me.
Okay. So, да, Dandavad всем преданным, Dandavad, рад вас видеть.
Dandavad to all the devotees. I'm happy to hear you, to see you in Latvian Zoom. We gathered after a long separation. 2 weeks. We haven't seen each other because we were visiting to Riga festival for disappearance of Srila Govinda Maharaj, and we held charming, ideal, astonishing festival there. And many devotees came together, and it was very best traditions of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math. Of course, we cooked smashed potatoes with chili, mashed potatoes, vanilla ice cream and pizza. Many prasadam was there, and all the guests were happy, and we were associating for a long time, starting from 12 of the day till 6 p.m. And today we gathered after such a long separation. Everyone was missing each other, everyone was glad. And today we also have had festive prasadam, not just regular one. As you said, Maharaj, SCS mud, not like watery dal or something. Perfect halava was here made. Everyone was happy. And we are ready to hear more Harikatha in the process. So I propose that we speak about the ideals of Srila Sridhar Maharaj and meet these people with the ideals and the conception of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Let this be our topic today, if possible, and we also could remind ourselves about those ideals.
Well, here, first of all, here's Namapriya, Devi, your Latvian Namapriya. She's come here for a very short time because she's a responsible working lady. And so she's actually heading back tomorrow, Monday, back to Latvia, but she's been here with us and with the 2 Mauritius devotees who've come. And so she's part Latvian and part Mauritian by heart, and maybe part Vila Govindan, we don't know. So happily we've got her here. So on the theme of what are the ideals of Srila Guru Maharaj, this morning we heard from a lecture. We listened to Srila Guru Maharaj in the morning program, and so we could ask Namapriya to remember something from this morning from Srila Guru Maharaj's talk. She was sitting there. You can have a few minutes while you're thinking. And if you can't remember anything, don't worry. We'll go with the flow. And now's after lunch. And Suresh Krishna knows, and so does Udaram Prabhu, others of you know. Sometimes in the morning time we are reading or hearing, and we tell each other before we read or before we hear. We tell each other. So listen carefully. And remember, everybody has to remember something at breakfast time, which is just, Hari Haraya Nama Krishna, the singing at the end, and very shortly after the reading. And we say, now everybody remember something at breakfast time and at lunchtime. So we sort of test each other to see if really we remember, what did we remember from the talk, or were we simply like floating in the happiness of the Harikatha, which is also very good. So now it's after lunch, here is afternoon, and so it's a long time to remember from this morning. But anyhow, I can start off that the ideals of Srila Guru Maharaj were to be serious in our spiritual life. We've come in search of reality. We've found where we've got this current of reality coming to connect with you and I, those of us in this world who realize that we need guidance to find out anything, and to find out our proper goal of life, the search for reality. We definitely need guidance. So we should search sincerely. And when our prayer, our internal prayer, external prayer comes that Dear Lord, I want to come to you, to come to our home that we get some hint of from everywhere, that we have a permanent home. Please give me guidance to take me to that happy place of immortality. So when we start to make a sincere inquiry, the Lord eagerly comes to meet us. The Lord in particular as Gauranga. Gauranga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these names most of you have heard. These are two and other names for the same personality. The personality Gauranga came in search of the lost souls, the lost members of the families. Like in our family, then we have somehow left our happy permanent family and we are roaming around without proper direction, like a madman who leaves home and goes collecting pieces of paper and straw that's just hanging about, blowing around in the wind on the street, collecting, thinking that's a very important duty. And Srila, our master, Srila Guru Maharaj, our grand master, Srila Guru Maharaj, he said that we are some similarity to this, like we are like mad people who have forgotten our home. We've forgotten that we are meant to be a happy, loving servitor of the Lord and his devotees. And instead we've left our home and we are wandering aimlessly in a world doing useless things which have no lasting value and only draw us to death and then birth again according to karma, then death and birth and death, like a continuous, it's called a wheel of samsara. So when a madman becomes cured of his madness, then he comes to his senses and then is taken back to his home. Here's your family. He is happy to meet his family and his family is happy to meet him. So we are in this situation where we've come across like great masters who can help us, who've come to cure us of our aimless life and to come to show that really we must come home, we must wake up to our healthy mentality, not to deny the Lord, not to try to exploit him, make him my servant, but to be a servitor, to ask the Lord, what can I do for you? How can I come to be useful for you rather than me trying to make you my servant? So in this way, sincerity in our search for reality, sincerity in our journey, once we have fortunately got contact with that descending current of reality, the masters, the scriptures, the textbooks, and the current of grace, the current of mercy, which has come to us and which requires something of us. It requires that we show our sincerity. Yes, I do want to come home. I'm no longer going to be satisfied picking up pieces of paper in the street. There's something more, and there's something so much more. And so now we can say that having come into contact with that current means through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, and the line of master student, the living current to the present day in Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in Srila Bhakti Rakok Sridhar Maharaj, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj. In our recent time of great masters, then we've got this opportunity to prove our sincerity and to put into practice the tips that we get. When we're asked, we should chant the Maha Mantra, it's very good for you. Then we should chant the Maha Mantra, it's very good for us. When we're asked, we should chant the Maha Mantra, learn the 10 offenses and avoid them. Then think, yes, okay, not just to chant the Maha Mantra, but to learn the 10 offenses and avoid them. And offer our food, everything you do, everything you eat, everything you give away, you do for Krishna. And bit by bit, then our disease of selfishness, the disease of ego, our own importance, and our disease of denying the Lord gradually becomes cured. And then we start to taste something much sweeter and much finer. So anyhow, this morning we were listening to Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakak, Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj. And as with many of the talks, it's not a talk which has yet made it into a book. So we are always hearing fresh things, but not only hearing fresh things, sometimes we are there. Today's talk, I was there with Guru Maharaj. I was there at the time that Guru Maharaj was talking it. And so there are many things like this, which some are recorded, like we are hearing today, but so many times we're with Guru Maharaj, we're with Srila Govinda Maharaj, we're with them, and it's not that the tape recorder is always on, and so many guidances have come from their lips, personal things. And as Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj would repeatedly say, really it is heart-to-heart transmission. And everything else is to help us to be a good receiver of the current of mercy coming from the Lord. And to be a good receiver means whatever little we manage to receive, we put it into practice, and then we will have better opportunity. We will be given finer opportunity to understand other things and put those into practice. And then we find that we are really on a journey which is taking us from ignorance to proper knowledge, understanding life and what is life, understanding the living life, and taking us from mortality to immortality. Because the soul, you and I, we are eternal. We just take on new bodies. When the old body cannot live in it anymore, then we leave it and we're given a new body according to our karma and our mental cultivation. So also from sadness or little bit of happiness to joy, ever increasing joy, overflowing joy. So really we are on a journey, not in the physical sense, but in this world we can have a parallel, if you like, with a physical journey, because especially before aeroplanes, etc., then if you want to travel from anywhere from here to China or anything like that, it'll be a long journey. And on a journey, you do go somewhere and you pass through various countries. You have a guide to take you. Some areas are very dangerous, so you need to be protected from the dangers of that area. And each detail along the way will be helped according to our capacity. We'll be helped by the guide and guardian. So in spiritual life, it is very reasonable that we need good guidance. So really Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev means Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj. They're always stressing sincerity. We must be sincere and not half-hearted in our approach. In the beginning, we may inquire from many places and read from many places, but if we can recognize that what Mahaprabhu has given and how this is being presented in this present age through Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, then we can really start to progress without making a general search to, now I've found the guidance and I'm going to progress on the journey, rather than looking for a guide, looking for somebody who can let us know the destination and how to achieve that destination. So this has given us a starter from the ideas of Srila Guru Maharaj, and it's given a little time for Namapriya Devi to think about this morning and what we heard. because we did hear beautiful things from Srila Guru Maharaj. And as always, every book, every chapter, every page is the best book, chapter, page, and every talk that we hear, really it's the best talk, and we become glued to it, glued with our ears. We become very glued to the talk. And we try to help explain also, because sometimes it's not so easy in the beginning to recognize accurately what Srila Guru Maharaj is saying. So we try to, also when we're together in the temple room and we listen, we try to explain what Guru Maharaj is saying. So you can clip this onto you.
Should I talk English or?
Oh yes, in English, because we only have one way of hearing, so okay. Yes. So Namapriya Devi is very expert in English and also in Russian and Latvian, your own language, yes? And in Latvian, yes, indeed, she's very expert in all these languages. But she'll speak in English, or if you don't speak in English, I won't understand, but everybody else will hear English. I think in English is good, and then I can also hear again and be reminded of what Guru Maharaj said.
Dandavats, dear devotees, so nice to see you. Some of them even 2 days in a row. Very happy to see your faces. And what I remember, I am not sure if it was from today's morning or yesterday's morning, but Srila Guru Maharaj said that a piece of dust cannot enter our minds, our hearts, our souls. So that means that the gross matter cannot enter the subtle matter. It's just like us. We cannot just decide and enter this spiritual plane. So, and then we were talking that we need visa, not only the passport, the visa is necessary, but visa is being given by the recipient country. So recipient world, we need that world to see that we will be positive entities there. So this receiving world would like to invite us and give us the chance to enter there. And then we were talking, or maybe I was just thinking that in our lives we can practice this being a positive entity with the devotees who are representatives and of the spiritual plane, and who can help us to get into this mentality of being the positive entity here. And if we can be in such mood and in such mentality that the devotees are happy to see us, happy to receive us back, so then we will be always safe, and only then we will have the chance to be invited or to receive the visa for the spiritual world, which is our home. That's what I remember. Thank you.
Okay, 10 out of 10. We're not really giving marks, but yes, this is very, very correct. And this matter of the dust, a dust particle, Srila Guru Maharaj was using this example to explain how the jiva, the jiva soul, the living entities, we are gross compared with the nature of the upper world. And then giving an example that just like here, we know that we can't get a grain of sand and put it into our mind. A grain of sand is an object for our mind. You can't get a grain of sand and put it in your mind. It's a different standard of energy. And using that example, Srila Guru Maharaj is saying, and we are like a grain of sand in the upper planes perspective. We are an object of that upper world. And so our proper position is to be utilized as an object of that upper world and not try to be assertive, because even if we are a grain of sand, we cannot push ourselves also into anyone's brain. And also, in anyone's mind, but brain is also matter. But mind, and Guru Maharaj saying mind is matter still, and ether is matter, and stone, rock is also matter. It's all gradation of matter. So similarly, there's gradation of consciousness. So it may not be the easiest thing to capture this understanding, but Srila Guru Maharaj constantly coming with new examples like this to try to help us understand where we are in the gradation of consciousness. And we all think we are very important, but actually our importance is to allow ourselves to be utilized by the Lord and his parshads, his eternal servants in the upper world. So this was a very beautiful description by Srila Guru Maharaj to help us all understand, and therefore that we should be humble, tolerant, and give honor to others, and we should try to leave our me, mine, I am the doer, selfish interest. We should try to leave that at the door and try to understand the beauty of self-giving instead of self-asserting, as Guru Maharaj is saying, that we are not the subject in the upper world. In the lower world here, we are the subject of matter. We are the subject. We see subjective and matter is the object. But in the highest plane, we are the object, and the upper world is the subject. And that means upper world is personality. Srila Guru Maharaj explaining how Krishna and his land, everything there, is senior to us. And even Guru Maharaj mentioning, and was today or yesterday, I'm not sure, but it was the same talk, how everything there is Guru to us. Everything in Krishna's land, the ideal heaven, if you like, is Guru to us. In other words, they're our well-wishers. They're there to help us, to teach us, to bring us into higher and higher, finer and finer planes in the upper world. So just as that gradation in the material world, we have rocks is matter and ether is matter. Or if we don't understand what is ether, I mean, ether is the space in which air is moving. There is ether, then air, in gradations of fineness. But air is matter. So there is the difference between a rock and air and ether. So there's gradation in the spiritual plane. And so that gradation is an infinite gradation and is ever living, ever alive. It's all to do with consciousness and to do with beauty, charm, and sweetness when we come to the Krishna conception, rather than the grandeur of the Narayan conception, the kingly conception. So, good question, Suresh Krishna. Good request that we share something from Guru Maharaj. And Srila Guru Maharaj was the maker of gurus. He was Guru and the maker of gurus. The disciples of his Guru, of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj's Guru, is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And those who became gurus after him, they all looked to Guru Maharaj for their guidance in the conception and the ideals. They looked to him for the guidance of expressing Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's conception. And in this way, Guru Maharaj became Guru himself by the instruction of Nityananda Prabhu, directly that instruction. And already he was the maker of gurus. And that two big examples for us in the world. One is Srila Prabhupada, the first introduction for many of our generation, at least, for almost all of our generation in the Western world. Our first introduction was from Srila Prabhupada, who was trained by Guru Maharaj and who openly told this. The Srila Sridhar Maharaj I consider to be my instructing spiritual master, my Siksha Guru. And that my Guru, his direct master, and Krishna liked that he prepare me. This was Srila Prabhupada's expression. So that is one Guru. And another of the Gurus is Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, his successor, who was specifically trained from a teenager by Guru Maharaj, and who received not only Guru Maharaj's mercy, but the mercy and the grace of all of Guru Maharaj's Guru section, godbrothers, that section, the senior section who came to continue the mission of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So the maker of gurus has given us our continued guidance, shelter, protection in Srila Govinda Maharaj. And so this way, Srila Gurudev, how we know Srila Guru Maharaj, that Srila Gurudev is revealing to us Guru Maharaj's nature. So it's not only we get to hear the talks, get to hear from Guru Maharaj, but the practical application of that coming through Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So sincerity and chastity will bring us to the sincere and the chaste. Chastity in our spiritual journey. We will be brought into higher association. And if we continue and try to be careful with our own nature and attitude, then Krishna will allow us into that association which will only accept us if we are honest and if we are sincere, if we are chaste. Otherwise, we have unlimited other options in the world where our mood and tendency can take us. If we want something diluted, there is any number of diluted ideas floating around in the world. And if we want to cheat ourselves, there are any number of ways to be cheated in the world. And by the way, that I did not understand in the beginning. When in the very first book I read, Science of Self-Realization, Srila Prabhupada is saying that the people want to be cheated, and therefore they come into the land of the cheats and the cheated. Then I think, oh, I'm not sure I want to be cheated. But then, in due course of time, we realize that sometimes we have that tendency that we want something cheaply, that we want to, we do have a little tendency to cheat ourselves and do the minimum, etc. And the difficulty is, if we do want to cheat ourselves and do the minimum, there's plenty of opportunity for that. But we will get also the minimum result. If we do the minimum, we'll get minimum result. But we want to solve this problem of birth and death. We want to solve this problem of our uncertain existence, of fear, of pain, of all the things which are negative. And we want to solve it with the positive, with the beautiful, with reality, the beautiful, love and affection. The very food of consciousness is love, beauty, sweetness, charm, affection. And so this can be solved if we are sincere to follow the guidance once we've come across good guidance, proper guidance in this world. And really we are here to share and to show and to highlight Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, to highlight Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the line of our masters which is giving us the conception, the teaching, the grace, the connection of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Sundar. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And we've been joined by another one of your Latvian tribe, Kausalya. She's just returned here maybe 3 or 4 days ago to Vila Govinda ashram after your celebrations, your week-long festival or 10 days festival in Latvia. So she just returned here with enthusiasm, with confidence, with devotion, all the good things that are needed for a successful life.
Thank you.
Where is the microphone? You can, okay, we're going to give the microphone to Kausalya. And we have confidence and hope she will say something very inspiring and devotionally perfect to share.
Dandavats, dandavats, om dandavats. Really happy to see everybody. So it's a pleasure to see everybody. It's truly amazing to be here to serve and to give my all. I don't believe in giving minimum and receiving minimum. It's not my truth. I try to do my best, and I'm really grateful for everything that Krishna does for me. And today I was claiming how much I'm in love, absolutely in love with the deities here. They're absolutely amazing, with such detail and so much energy and love put into the altar every single day. And it's just my pleasure, absolute pleasure, to be here and to eat such amazing prasadam every day. It just melts my heart and heals everything that happened in the past, and it's truly amazing. I'm really grateful, and I wish everyone such mercy. Thank you.
Now we know why Kausalya came back. For the prasadam, okay. And that actually reminds me, because Kausalya is saying, I want to give my all, not just do the minimum and get the minimum. And we were reading from one book called Golden Reflections, and this is our evening reading at the moment. This is by Srila Govinda Maharaj from the 50th anniversary. Got the in the West, in Europe at least, they have a Golden Jubilee. If someone's married, for instance, for 50 years, they call that the Golden Jubilee. So we're reading from this book, the Golden Jubilee book, Golden Reflections, and Srila Govinda Maharaj. He was saying that, yes, if somebody just wants to chant on their beads and chant alone and quietly on the beads, then they can sit and do the minimum, but they will get the minimum. Or it was, yes, and the example of not exerting themselves. They just want a peaceful life and to get no disturbance. And Srila Gurudev was saying, yes, you can sit alone, chant on your beads and get no disturbance, but you'll get also no progress. So giving this idea that when we have come to give our life, devotion, devote means we're giving out energy for the Lord and his devotees. When we're coming to give that, we should be exerting, and we will find challenges. There must be challenges when we come to exert, to assert against Maya, the material world, to preach, to present the truth to the illusory world, then the illusory world will give some opposition. But those difficulties will come, and we will have some difficulty, but we will have some progress by crossing those difficulties. And if we just sit quietly somewhere, try to avoid everything, just want a peaceful life, then Gurudev, he said that in his very sweet way. We know everything Gurudev says is very sweet. He's not like harshly saying, oh, you do nothing and get nothing. He's saying very sweetly, but you'll get no disturbance, but you'll get no progress, like affectionately. His guidance really is affectionate guidance. There is a book also called Affectionate Guidance. Gurudev guided by affection. Guru Maharaj also. And we know Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also. And we know that from Srila Guru Maharaj, letting us understand the nature of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Outwardly like a lion, because he couldn't tolerate, means he was in a position to show what is correct and what is not. So when incorrect statements are made about spiritual life, incorrect practices or anything, he was like that strict school teacher who's going to strictly correct the students. But Guru Maharaj told that inside he was as soft as a lotus petal for the devotees. He wanted the best for everyone. So also affectionate guidance. And we know that Guru Maharaj was bound by affection to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Gurudev was bound by affection to Srila Bhakti Rakshakshri, bound by affection. Okay, Kausalya is asking me to share with you photographs of her beloved. She's in love, so we'll declare it. Look who she's in love with. Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govindas. Oh, sorry, Guru. Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhavika Gopinath Giriraj Balagopalju, the deities here in Vila Govinda Ashram. So now Kausalya has revealed her beloved. She's in love with the deities and their prasadam. And a beautiful photo, of course. Oh, Suresh Krishnamurti, you got us all chatting away here. But now we need to hear from you. You have a room full of devotees. You had 10 days of festivals, and those 10 days of festivals have touched everybody's hearts who were there in Latvia, in Riga, in Resegne, in Daugavpils, and all the trees in between.
Yes, Maharaj, we will speak Russian. Кто-то поделитесь, пожалуйста, впечатлениями какими-то, у кого что на сердце. Только громко говорите.
Maharaj, можно вопрос задать? Maharaj, may we ask you one question? If Maya is Krishna's energy, how can we overcome it with our own effort and practice? Is it possible?
The brief answer is you cannot overcome it by your own effort and practice. It is not possible. But the impossible is possible if you also bind the Vaishnavas, Guru and the Lord by your affectionate service, affectionate surrender, and to be a good child, good spiritual child to our spiritual family. This way, it is not by our pushing power, but only if we can somehow be affectionately accepted by them. They will extend their mercy. And after all, everything comes from Krishna, including Maya, the Maha-Maya of this world and the Yoga Maya of the upper world, which arranges the plus side, the positive side of pastimes with the Lord. But everything comes from Krishna. And so Mahaprabhu is Radha Krishna combined, and he wants that we will come, associate with it, serve the devotees, worship the Lord, chant the holy name of the Lord, to tell others about the Lord. So we will do all of these things, and we will try to soften the hearts of the devotees, not as a karmic matter. Oh, I'm going to do something, so on. You know, if I give a an apple to the teacher, they say, then the teacher will, then I'll be the favorite of the teacher by giving the teacher an apple instead of, like a bit of like bribery, like, oh, I'm going to bribe the teacher so they favor to me. But Krishna and the devotees, they're not influenced by bribery. They only need heart. So let us give our hearts, and it is up to them. And also in that line, really our desire and prayer is for service. So if it is also the desire of the masters that we engage in the service of being in the material world and telling others, then we are not looking for liberation. No, I'll only do service if I come back to Goloka Vrindavan. But okay, service is right here and available for us all. And when we can catch that gist of the instructions of our masters to share Krishna consciousness, whatever we have, to share that with others, then we will also be drawing very quickly the grace from above, the grace of the devotees and of the Lord. And this, Srila Prabhupada, is a perfect example, we can say, because Srila Prabhupada, he got the gist of what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted from him, means his guru wanted from him, and not only him, but as Srila Govinda Maharaj pointed out, Srila Saraswati Thakur gave this general call and was telling everybody he meets, the English, those who were well versed in English, please, you preach into the Western section, to the English-speaking section, because especially at that time, even now, then English is very international section of the world and influencing the world in so many materialistic ways. So preach to that section. Let them see the real wealth of life. It is not in dollars and diplomacy. It's in dedication. It's in devotion. So Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is this example that he understood what's required and did that. And in such a grand way, everything came to him, but came to the world through him. So Krishna is wanting us to be agents in whatever capacity we have to tell others. And this repeatedly comes up in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. The way Mahaprabhu inundated the whole of India at that time with Krishna Nam, with Harinama Sankirtan. And it's not that they had to go on a 3-year university course and pass lots of exams and then, okay, we'll let you free on the public. No, with sincerity, again, this theme of sincerity that we were mentioning. With sincerity, whatever we recognize, whatever we understand, we can share that with others. We recognize Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We want to share them with you. And this way, it is not our capacity. But this same understanding is with so many. So each of us share, and then the world will be a wonderful place. And what was I? Oh, yes. So just now I heard a quote, and it was in Gaudiya Kantaha, that by doing our duty to the Lord, the whole universe will be satisfied. And it was in description about the verse which says, if you water the root of the tree, the whole tree is satisfied. The branches, the twigs, the leaves, everything. When you eat, you put food in your stomach, and everything is satisfied. Your fingernails, your toenails, and everything in between. Everything gets nourished. But there in this verse was an explanation saying, when we do our duty towards the Lord, we do everything for the Lord, everything, the universe is satisfied. So also, this is a necessity for us all. So what is the dharma, the duty for the Lord in this age? Principally, most importantly, it is Nama Sankirtan, stressed 6 times in the ancient scriptures, in the Vedas. 6 times in one verse, 3 times saying there's no other way but the name of the Lord in Kali Yuga. And that the only way is 3 times the name, to chant the name of the Lord. So 6 times in one 2-line verse is stressing that the only way in Kali Yuga, our duty is to chant the name of the Lord. And Latvia, over the last 2 weekends, I'm losing track of time a little bit, maybe last 3 weekends. Anyway, Latvia has had a lot of chanting, loud congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. We have been witness to it, and we are very happy to have been in the midst of it also. And may that chanting satisfy the universe and at least Latvia. So Suresh Krishna, please, we've come to your living room where with lots of beautiful devotees and sincere seekers who are there with you. Please, you give us an update. When we are together, we always want to know your news, and we've come today to you.
Maharaj, okay. Maybe we can give some little bit words to Paramananda Prabhu. He is here a little bit to hear his, since his not conclusion, but contribution to our meeting, maybe.
Yes, happily, I can give support to this. Paramananda, are you available or are you a thumbnail? Oh no, you're a moving thumbnail. You're available, okay.
Maharaj, I was actually eagerly awaiting the report from Suresh Krishna Prabhu, so I will be very, very short. And I'm happy to see Kausalya, whom I saw last time as not a very small, but a girl in Navadvip, and she was very bold even then. So her statement is very inspiring. I'm giving my all. If you come to Bila Govinda, you have to give your all to the Prasadam Seva. It's unavoidable. And that statement would actually please Srila Govinda Maharaj very much, because Srila Govinda Maharaj really, he was very happy to see when the devotees were honoring Prasadam with enthusiasm and asking for more. And I'm not saying that we only have to do that part of our whole seva, but still, it's very pleasing to Srila Guru Maharaj, and especially pleasing to the devotees, to Krishna Kanta, Munindra, Shantimoy, Madhurananda, and everyone. And I'm sure Madhusudan Maharaj is very pleased. So that's a happy thing. And Maharaj, you said so many wonderful things. What else can I? What you were just saying about bringing the happiness to the universe, that reminded me one verse that Srila Guru Maharaj quotes very often. He quotes a line from the verse, actually. Vishwa Purnam Sukhayate. The verse is by Paramananda Saraswati Thakur, when he's saying, and the whole universe will be filled with happiness. Sukham, happiness, anandam. And he's saying, and in that verse, Srila Paramananda Saraswati Thakur stresses that point. Why is the universe so happy? Because Mahaprabhu appeared, and he is freely giving to what is impossible to get otherwise. What is Krishna himself is keeping under the guard, not easily giving. So he's saying that anyone who is standing under the flag of Nam Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will get that feeling too. He will feel that everything around him is filled with happiness. So Srila Guru Maharaj commented on that a lot. Vishwa Purnam Sukhayate, full happiness will be achieved by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. and by the grace of those who are following, standing under his standards. And another thing I can say, cheating the cheaters or deceiving the deceived. There's a line composed by Srila Guru Maharaj in glorification of Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur. Gati vanchita vanchaka chinchapadam. He is saying that he's deceiving the deceivers. And we may say, well, that doesn't sound right. I mean, that's just another deceivers. And he's so good that he can even deceive the deceivers. But really, a proper translation could have been, he is showing to those who deceived, who is already deceived, what is reality, what is true and what is not, what is illusion and what is reality. And he is also showing the others who are trying to deceive others that there is the truth, undeniable truth. So not long ago, we were remembering disappearance of Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. And I was just contemplating about it. And really, if you just think for a moment, the whole pastime of appearance and disappearance. So we're here in the world of illusion. We're playing our role. And we're in a different kinds of bodies, different kinds of situations, different kinds of minds, and different kinds of scenarios that we created ourselves for us by doing certain things, the law of karma. This is what we're doing. So we're in a world of illusion, deep asleep. Like Srila Rupa Goswami saying that we are in the infinite ocean of frustration. We've been caught by the currents of hallucinations, and that's where we wander, in that ocean. And they're coming from the world of reality. They're appearing here because of special mercy of the Lord, and special mercy of the Lord's beloved. And they're representing them. They have no business here otherwise. So they're extending that hand. And that verse, Rupa Goswami is praying, oh Lord, please just this once, extend me your helping hand. I want to get out. So they are from the reality coming into the world of illusion. So they're not appearing or disappearing. It's how we sing. Actually, they're always present. They're forever present. They're always there if we have that strong connection with them. And that connection is only possible through the service, through the dedication, Sharanagati, full surrender. Now, Prabhu just asked, is it possible to defeat Maya? Krishna says very clearly in Bhagavad Gita, Devi hesha gunamaya maya dhrate mam ebam ya prapajante mayamitam tarantite. Impossible, in short, unless there's a continuation, and then it continues for quite a few verses, and then we can jump to manmana bhava mad bhakto matechibam namaskuru. Just become my loving devotee. Serve me. Give me everything, like Kausalya. Give everything to me. That is your exit. Then Maya have no say. Come to my feet. There is no influence of Maya there. It's finished there. You're fully secured. You're completely safe from that. How? And then we can say, by the grace of the Vaishnavas. And Srila Guru Maharaj's own composition, Gaura Bhakta Kripa Patra Matra Siddhi Sara. If you want something, come to the followers of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. They can give all the perfection. They can fulfill every desire of yours. Surrender to their lotus feet. We can just go on with that. So, just to conclude very quickly, I really want to hear Suresh Krishna Prabhu's report about the festivals, which is another wonderful thing, because I still remember, it's very clear in my mind. I was a little bit instrumental in him ending up in Resigne. And I was really worried about that. Because really, he was going to we can say to nowhere, to be there alone. But somehow, he managed it. I still remember his photographs or his reports when he is in the park, all alone, with Mridanga, and a couple of crazy people listening to him. And then when he stopped singing, they're just swearing. He said, "Oh, what kind of nonsense is that?" But they were sitting there for almost half an hour, like giving full attention, mesmerized. I remember those days. And his first Namahata, then his meeting with Govardhan Dari Prabhu, and they started collaborating. Of course, we have to mention Dharan Prabhu, Namapriya, all the stalwarts of Latvia who extended the helping hand to Suresh Krishna Prabhu. And now it's the festival after the festival after the festival. It's almost unstoppable. It's like the avalanche, but in a good sense. And sometimes now Suresh, he's always worried. And Govinda Maharaj said, we're living in the world of worriedness. We always worry about something. So let us worry about seva. Let us worry about how can we satisfy Krishna more, how we can satisfy Vaishnavas more. So now he is worried how he can engage the Vaishnavas who are coming for the festival so that they are happy, they are fully engaged, properly nourished. This is his worry now. Sorry, Suresh Krishna Prabhu, I just had to say that.
Jai.
So anyhow, I'm just practicing my religion, following the footsteps of my guru.
Hare Krishna.
Trying to, and I'm not, 99.99%, I'm not succeeding, but at least I'm giving a shot. I'm not as bold as Kausalya there, but I want to be as bold as Kausalya, because really that's a good quality. She is a frontliner. It would be nice to see her more. Anyhow, Suresh Krishna Prabhu, so I'm passing the microphone to you. Please give us the full report of what happened there.
Yes, I will speak English or Russian.
English would be.
We are hearing either way, Prabhu.
Okay, I will speak in English. Namapriya, ты уже презентовала Махараджа?
Or maybe speak in Russian, because everyone around you there is hearing Russian, Suresh Krishna.
Окей. Ты презентовала уже книжку Махараджа? Махараджа презентовала книжку? Показала, да? Самое главное событие дня ухода Шилы Говинды Махараджа, это было выпуск в свет первой книжки Шилы Шидары Махараджа «Home Comfort» Маю Саюта на латышском. И это все сотворила Намаприя Диди. И она перевела...
But Nana needs to give us our translation, please.
Oh, sorry, I was speaking into Russian.
Okay.
Yes, the most important event is the publishing of Home Comfort in Latvian language.
И Намаприя, она сделала обложку, у нее раскрылись
Namapriya
удивительные качества
made the cover.
сделать обложки красивые. И
She
также
got
она
this
сейчас
talent
хочет
of
заняться
creating
версткой.
great
Я
design,
думаю,
and
что
now
это
she
только
wants to
начало,
finish this
первая
book.
книга
I think that's
на
the
латышском
first
языке
book,
Шидара Махараджа.
just the
Конечно,
beginning
осталось как бы дело
book of
за малым,
Shridhar
за
Maharaj.
большим. Это распространение этой книги, потому
Of
что мы
course,
ее
now we need
напечатали, у
to
нас
spread this book, to
400
distribute it.
экземпляров сейчас.
Now we have
Нам нужно
400
распространять
copies,
латышскоговорящим
and we
людям,
need
чтобы
to
донести до них
spread
идею
it among
Шидара
the
Махараджа. Это книга Маю
our
Home Comfort,
in our
домашний уют,
country.
или на русском она Путь домой. Путь домой
In
перевод.
Russia, it sounds like the
И
way home,
вот
way back
это,
home.
конечно, следующее дело. Нам нужно ее
So our
распространять
next
и
step is
печатать
distribution of
другие
this
книги.
book
И это
and
самое
print other books.
такое наше событие именно
That's the
на
greatest
фестивале
event here
Дня
for our
ухода Шилы Говинды
festival
Махараджа.
of the disappearance
И,
of Srila
конечно же,
Govinda
мы
Maharaj.
будем продолжать.
And of
И
course,
все
here
происходит по милости Вайшнавов, Гуру
we'll
Гауранги,
keep on going, and
Нитай
everything
Гауранги,
happens
что здесь
by the
собираются
grace of
преданные,
Nitai,
приходят,
Gauranga,
появляются
Guru,
новые люди.
Vaishnavas.
И
The
сейчас
new devotees
каждое
appear, new
какое-то
people are
активное
coming,
событие, вот последние,
and now
пришел
each
Леонард,
active
потом был в феврале
event
Йога-фест,
attracts more people.
появилась
First Leonard came, then
Элла.
after Yoga
То
Fest,
есть
Ella
сейчас, когда
came.
приезжал Махарадж, последний вот был этот
When
фестиваль,
Maharaj came
фиолетовая волна,
for
и
the last
фиолетово-оранжево-белая волна накрыла всю
well, and then
Латвию.
we had Mohananda
И
Prabhu with his
как
violet
пришел
wave
Вадим,
of,
который на волне
on this
это
wave.
Вадим, да,
We
который
had
очень, и
Yana
Татьяна,
and one more
которые
friend.
очень
They
вдохновлены
were
также
inspired
этим
by this
движением.
movement.
И следующий, я думаю, наш шаг, мы, наверное,
Next our step, we will
попробуем
go
ходить
to
на Харинам
Harinam
Санкиртан,
Sankirtan
потому что они
because they're
все
very
очень
enthusiastic to do
радостно это
this.
делать. А я, можно сказать, родился на Харинам
But
Санкиртане в Юрмале,
as for me,
когда
when I was in
Помнишь, как
Jurmala,
это делал, и
in
я там
Harinam
был, и меня
Sankirtan,
накрыла волна Харинам
then
Санкиртана.
I was covered by this
Теперь я не
wave,
хочу,
and I
чтобы она
don't want to get
стала.
out of this
Харе
wave, so
Кришна.
we want to continue.
Krishna Prabhu, I have a question. What was the most memorable moment during the festival?
Самый запоминающийся момент.
So the most memorable.
Для меня самый запоминающийся момент, я думаю,
For
это
me,
был, как вы,
I
Парамананда
think,
Прабhu, сказали,
as you,
очень
Paramananda
много
Prabhu said,
волнения и
too
организации
many
в
worries in
кратчайший период времени,
organization
когда
in a
ехало
very short period
15-14
when
человек, и для нас, когда
15 or
мы
14
приезжал Махарадж
people
и еще
arrived.
кто-то с ним, это было всегда, ну, как волнительно тоже,
When
но
Maharaj
не
and
такая,
some
ну, не так
associates
много
come,
людей, мы как бы
it
всегда
worries us,
привыкли
but
принимать
that's not very
одного-двух
much,
человек,
many
а когда
people.
ехало
And we used
14,
to
да, это
accept
было
1 or 2
волнительно, и
people,
причем
but
это
when
надо было
14
организовать
came, it
в
was very
кратчайшие
worrisome.
сроки.
And we had to
Конечно
organize
же,
it in the
Индумати в Раджа
shortest period
Кришне
of
для меня
time.
также
Of course,
самый
in Dumati and
запоминающийся
Raja
момент было,
Krishna,
как они взяли на
for
себя
me, was
вообще
very
закрыли
memorable. How they took
все
this
воскресенье служением, то
responsibility.
есть
They took
трех
for
разовых
Sunday,
просад, и
they
они
took all the
полностью отдали
responsibility
себя
for
там, как бы, они
3-time
ничего, мне кажется, даже
prasadam.
не ели за это
They
время. Я
dedicated
выходил на
themselves
кухню, говорю,
fully.
что-то вас побольше,
Probably
они
they
меня
didn't
прогоняли,
even
нет,
take some
иди
prasadam for
отсюда,
all
как бы,
this
мы с вами
time.
все справимся.
They ousted me
Вот,
from
вот
the
это, да, наверное,
kitchen
тоже
when I
самый
asked whether they
запоминающийся
needed
момент,
some
как они
help.
самоотверженно просто
That's very
легли, как бы,
memorable,
ну,
how they
отдали
took
себя полностью в этом процессе.
all this
Эти
responsibility for
такие,
Sunday
наверное,
and
для
they
меня
sacrificed
самые два
themselves for this process.
запоминающихся момента.
These are 2 moments most memorable for me.
We were sitting wondering what you were going to say were the most memorable things, but you gave very good devotional perspective on the memorable items from these few days. So Prabhu, we're very happy to hear this. And yes, we definitely must say to Braja Krishna Prabhu and Indumati Didi, selfless, heartfelt devotion, sincere, and every devotee taking our hats off, giving appreciation to you both, and to all of the devotees. Udaram Prabhu, so quietly, but looking after everybody and selflessly, and each devotee were all very kind and sweet, and very happy to meet you all there. Hare.
Maharaj, couple of words from Indumati Didi and Braj Krishna Prabhu.
Yes. You have to ask in Russian.
Добрый день, Дандаваты, всем преданным.
Dandavata all the devotees, to my guru.
Так получилось, что вчера мы были в Риге, в Юрмале мы не были, мы были в Риге, в Старой Риге.
We were in
У
Riga,
нас
old
было
Riga
там час
yesterday.
времени свободного.
We had 1
Был
hour
такой хороший день
free
весенний.
there,
Было
and it
довольно
was a good
тепло. Мы вышли в
springtime.
Старую Ригу.
We went
И первое, что мы
to old Riga, and the first
услышали,
thing
это была
we
Махамантра.
heard that was Mahamantra.
Преданные из
The
храма,
devotees
из
from
центрального храма.
the central temple,
Да,
Hare Krishna temple,
да, из храма Хари Кришна. Они как раз сделали Харинам.
they started the Harinam Sankirtan
И у нас
at
был
that
час
time.
времени
So we
свободного,
had
мы
1
шли за
hour
ними,
left, and
гуляли
we
вместе с
followed
ними,
them. We were walking
любовались
with them
Старой
together.
Ригой.
We
Так
were
получилось, да, это
doing
было
some
здорово.
sightseeing
Потому что
and
день был занят,
doing the
и
Harinam at the
у
same
меня там
time.
были дела,
Oh, that was
вот,
very busy
и
day actually.
так получилось, что этот
I
час
had some
свободного
business there.
времени, он
We had only
оказался
1
тоже
hour
смешным.
left, but
Да,
this
это
1
было
hour
очень,
turned out
очень
to
интересно.
be spent with the Vaishnavas as well.
Ну
It
и
was
очень
quite
приятно
interesting.
вспоминать
And it's very
Madhusudan
pleasant to
Maharaj,
remember
цветы, которые вот
Madhusudan
мы как
Maharaj
раз стояли у нас
and the
во время
flowers that
вашего визита,
were
они
there during your visit.
почему-то не вянут.
they are not fading.
Розы, которые были,
Miracle.
они не вянут, они стоят в вазе
The
по-прежнему.
roses, they're still there.
Хотя там не меняется
In the
вода,
way.
ничего не происходит, но
We
розы
do
не
not
вянут.
change any water, nothing
А,
happens, but they do not
Это ваша
fade.
энергия, она
That's
помогает
your
нам
energy, Maharaj.
продолжать
Helps
наш
us to
путь.
carry on
И
on our path.
лично мне достаточно просто
And
видеть вас.
I personally,
И у
I
меня
just
ответы, я
can
получаю
see you,
ответы
and
на
that's enough
вопросы.
for me. And I receive
Я очень
all
благодарен,
answers to
что
my
вы
questions.
посетили
I'm very
наш
grateful
дом,
that
наш
you
дом. Это
visited
огромная честь
our
для меня,
house. That's a great
для моей
honor
семьи.
for us, for our
Харе
family.
Кришна.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, a word from Udaran Prabhu, who is also one of the pillars of that festival.
Ну, вот Дандавата, я, конечно, не знаю, что мне сказать. Я могу лишь только
Dandavats, I
поблагодарить
don't know
Раджа
what to
Кришну и
say.
Индумати
I just
за
want
эту
to thank Raja
невероятнейшую
Krishna
отдачу,
and
за то, что они
Indumati Devi
показали
for
нам
their
всем пример
self-sacrifice,
вот
and
этого
they showed
служения,
us this
самоотдачи в
example
короткий срок,
of
как бы все
dedication in
закрыть и
this
так много
short
гостей
term to take this
обслужить и
responsibility
все
and
сделать
to
для них. И да, как бы
serve
я
to
тоже
so
спрашивал, тоже,
many
может быть, надо
guests.
чем-то помочь.
And when I
Они всегда
invite you and
говорили
ask
нет,
whether
нет,
you need
нет,
some help,
нет,
they
и как бы
reject
отдыхай,
it,
а мы все сделаем.
have rest,
Вот, и
and they will do
это,
everything.
конечно,
And
очень,
that's
ну,
very,
как бы большое уважение
very
как
great
бы вызывает,
respect.
и
It awakens
хочется,
with me.
конечно, самим стать таким
And
же
of course, I
самым,
want to become
да, такие
such
же
a
качества в себе
devotee
выработать,
too,
чтобы в один
to
день
have such qualities
мог
as
бы
they
собрать
have.
тоже гостей у себя
So
и
in
так же самое им
one
служить.
day I
Это
could
было
invite
невероятно здорово.
guests and serve
Да,
them
ну
in
и,
my
конечно,
house.
то, что
And
Маханананда
of course, that
приехал
Mohanananda
и с
Prabhu came
преданными,
with the
конечно,
devotees.
все закрутилось, завертелось,
That
и
was like
эти недели, чуть больше недели,
twirling and
прошли
twisting
очень
all the
быстро,
week long.
и ну,
And it passed
невероятное время
by very quickly.
на самом
It's
деле
incredible
было,
time,
и как
actually.
бы очень не хотелось нам всем расставаться. Я помню вот
We
этот последний
never
вечер,
wanted
когда
to be
мы
separated.
после
I
дня
remember this
ухода
last evening,
Гурудева собрались у него в
after the
квартире, где
disappearance
они
of Srila
оставались,
Gurudev,
и до
stayed at Mohananda
полдесятого. И вот там были, а
Prabhu's
им надо
flat,
было утром уже вылетать
and we were
утром.
staying till
И никто не
9:30
хотел уходить, и
p.m.
когда мы
No one
уходили,
wanted to
были
leave,
все
although they
загрустные,
had
что вот
to
пришел
leave
момент
in the
расставаться, и как же так,
morning.
как бы, когда мы
And we
теперь
thought,
встретимся,
oh,
хотя вот
now it's the
только-только вроде
moment
все
to be
началось, как бы
separated.
все
It feels
прекрасно,
like it just
все
started.
вместе, все
Everything's
дружно, одной
wonderful.
семьей,
Everyone's
все
all together as
общаются,
one
пьют чай,
family,
разговаривают на темы о
associating, having
Кришне, о чем
tea,
угодно,
talking about
как бы, и
Krishna and
все
other
это было настолько
topics.
прекрасно, и вот как бы пришел
This
момент
all was
расставаться. Но,
so great
как
and
всегда в
wonderful.
сознании Кришны,
Yeah, the
что
moment of
наша
separation
практика —
came.
это
And
как бы единение
so our
в
practice,
разлуке.
it means
Что
like
продолжаем
union and
практиковать.
separation.
Харе
So we
Кришна.
just carry on practicing.
Very beautiful. And I missed those last days, Udaran Prabhu, because I was there briefly, came back here. And so now you're also helping us to live those days when Mohan and the group were staying in the Airbnb and when they're doing the programs. And then, of course, Gurudev's disappearance day we celebrated here. And there, I know you had that grand gathering. And then, yes, separation. And I believe today, Mohan Anandu arrived in Calcutta. He wrote me yesterday he was leaving from Lisbon, he was at the airport. So we expect to get some update from Calcutta soon.
I just, talking about Mohanananda, I just received a message from him maybe 1 hour ago. He was telling he has reached Calcutta nicely, and he was extending his affections to everyone in Latvia, and also I will extend his affections to everyone in Italy. So he's remembering Riga and Latvia very happily.
Okay, dear devotees, while we are here outside here, we've got devotees coming up and down. They are ready to take us away immediately for Harinam Sankirtan. So now we have to have a little separation from you and a little joining with the devotees here. Devotees also have come from their homes to join this Harinam Sankirtan today. So we'll take you with us by heart. Please join us by heart. It takes two sides, and we'll continue our time. And I have no difficulty if you all continue for the next 6 hours and share together, that's also wonderful by me. But in this part of the world, we have a little duty to do, not to hold up the devotees outside. So with the permission of you all, making a little bit of a quick exit, because we're a little over time, but happily, timelessly with you all, and with hearts from the devotees, and hearts to you there everywhere, including our dear Tomsk temple and the devotees there, and Bangkok, and Japan, Norway, and St. Petersburg, and Cedar Rapids in the United States, and Italy here, of course, in Dubala, and in all directions. Yes, and Muktinath Prabhu, very happy to get your news today, that you'll be with us here in Italy next month. Jai. Everybody got big smiles to hear that news. And of course, to resonate all the devotees gathered there, wonderful to be with you. Another time we'll get to hear maybe a little more from Suresh Krishna's own flat where we've all come to join. But today he very selflessly gave us each the microphone. And that's always dangerous because we're liable to speak too long. But Suresh Krishna, and to all of you there, our appreciation, and to all of you, our appreciation. And may you all have a successful week until we meet again very soon. Now we're going to go on Harinam Sankirtan and try to please the Lord with our humble attempts. Jai Shri Gurudev ki jai, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai, Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Bhaga ki jai, and Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Brinda ki jai, all the assembled Vaishnavas ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Banchata Vyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavats, dear ones.
Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Amra Ashchi, we're going to go and make some noise in the city.
Dandavat, Maharaj.
Dandavat, Dandavat.
Our obeisances to Italian devotees, Manindra Mohan, Krishna Kandram, Madhurananda, Shantimoy Nazars. Yeah.
And Sutlana, thank you very much, Svetlana, for your comments, and to each of you here, there. And Tungarasa, we're going to the place, yes, you confirmed, your first Sankirtan, so we're going to remember you there today too. Paramananda, all my Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat, Dandavat.
Dandavat.
Dandavat, devotees, Dandavat, Dandavat. Priyanam, спасибо за перевод. Thank you for translation. Big thanks. Vaikanus Maharaj, Dandavat. Dandavat. Dandavat.